The two-man crew is back here on the PixelPlay Podcast. My name is Adam, a.k.a. CS Radical, joined as always, Chris, a.k.a. Jin and Chris. We are going to be talking about the Gamescom One Night Live, or whatever the fuck Geoff decided to call it for some reason. Well, I guess it's probably not him that calls it that, because, I mean, it's at Gamescom. I'm sure they... Whatever. It's not important. Who cares about the names? I can't wait for this video to go out so that I can probably piss somebody off again, because we're going to talk about how that show kind of sucked. Or at least I thought it did.
There's a couple things I like, but I mean, I have only a couple things that I really took away from it, to be completely honest.
Well, and I'll get my reasons for it later, because they kind of match what I said about the Summer Game Fest, but hey, that sounds like a later thing. So here, we're at the start of the show. Thanks for joining us. I usually do this at the end, but you know I'm going to start doing this at the start, maybe if I remember to. So thanks for sticking with us. You know, we're here at episode 204, I believe. Let me quickly check. Yes, we are. So if you like this content and you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. If you are listening on any audio platforms, obviously, if you can give us a rating, do that. Share with all your friends. We always love talking gaming with folks here, or nerd culture in general. And we are happy to be back here again to do that some more. So I will quickly talk about what I've been playing, and that is nothing. Okay, Chris, you can go right ahead. This has been a really weird year for me. Like, generally, with I shouldn't say weird year. I've still played a lot of stuff. Just the summer has killed it. I'm usually not the busiest person in the world. Like, I'm very much a keep to myself guy. So, like, it really makes it easy for gaming. The problem with that is it really is easy to say no to people when there's something to do. And this summer has been probably one of the quietest release summers I've seen since, like, the pandemic. Because, like, nothing that I need to go out of my way to play, especially in the AAA sphere, is a thing. So I haven't really been, like, desperate to play anything. And because of that, well, I do things on the side. I play softball. Obviously, like, I have friends. I know it might be shocking to believe, but I do have friends. I know my personality does actually yield itself to be likable by some people. I don't know either. Still haven't figured that part out, but scientists won't fork over the money so I can do the study. Nothing I can do. But, like, I've, like, apart from days where, like, work days where I'm not doing anything or stuff like the podcast here, like, a lot of nights I'm just kind of sitting around being like, yeah, I can try this thing. I'll play a demo here and there and be like, well, there's some cool stuff to wish list, but, like, apart from, like, the odd time where I get, like, an is this-y taken kind of game that is quick and over and done with, or even the case of, like I said with Doom, like, I enjoyed it, and then I just didn't feel the need to play it anymore. So, like, there's a lot of cases where, and it could just be, and we've had this conversation before, of, like, it could just be getting to a point where I need something new, and there isn't a lot of things that are new coming out right now, because we are in, quite frankly, one of the most unoriginal times in video game history. Yeah. In the same way that movies are in some of the least creative times. So instead of talking about video games, I'm just going to talk about how we went and watched The Naked Gun last week, and it was fucking amazing.
Yeah, which is funny because it's also not an original idea, but at least it's like something that hasn't been overdone.
I mean, I was going to say, yeah, it's been
long.
done. It hasn't been done in so long that I think it counts at this point.
Oh yeah, that was a fantastic.
Also,
movie.
to
that
be
was
fair,
incredibly fantastic.
Liam Neeson in a comedy role for a full movie, that is new and original.
And I think he pulled it off so well. I will say that too.
Like, we watched that movie. I went in going, okay, if this makes me laugh a little bit here and there, and this is like a 6, 7 out of 10, I'll be pretty happy. I walked out of that movie and said, we need 2 more of these movies stat.
Yeah,
like,
this has to be a new
Liam Neeson
trilogy.
does not need to be in action movies all the time now. He's found something he can do that doesn't require nearly as much work.
Yeah, he was so funny. Oh my god, his delivery.
And, like, people will watch that movie and think, like, it gets a little too corny. I'm like, yeah, that's why we like it. We're all in our 30s. Yeah. That's what we like now. Like, we do like the offensive stuff. We do like the clever stuff. But, like, sometimes you just love a kid. Like, there's, in the early parts of the movie, there's a shot of them in the police headquarters. And you see a bunch of people walking up from, looks like a walk-in fridge. And it just says cold case files. It's just something like that. That's all I need at this point.
Yeah, it's so funny because it's clever, right? It's not just dumb humor. It's actually clever that it makes you think for a split second, and then you get it, and then you laugh. And by the time you're done laughing, something else funny has been thrown at you. It's just, it's so good.
Yeah, so if anybody was on the fence or unsure that, you know, they didn't know if it was going to be any good or, like, they didn't really They didn't like the idea of them bringing back a license like that. Don't worry, they didn't do it to just make a quick buck. No, they put the effort into this one. It was fantastic. I could not stop laughing.
I have not laughed that hard in a movie theater in probably over 5 years, to be completely honest with you.
I'm trying to remember the last time I watched something that made me laugh that much.
Yeah. Like, there's been Marvel movies, but they don't make you laugh like that.
I'm sure there's one, and I'm just blank because, again, time.
Yeah.
Time is fucky. But it might even be after, or it might be before the pandemic, because we didn't really watch a lot of non-Marvel movies in theaters after the pandemic.
No, I don't even know if there's been many comedies in theaters, really. Like, when you think about it, a lot of them are probably direct to streaming, that kind of stuff.
I can't think of anything. That's bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's mostly what I'm doing. Like, I still mess with MLB The Show because it's still baseball season, so it hasn't gone away. What I am going to be talking about probably next week is now that I've got the big rig, I'm putting this bitch through its paces, and I've re-downloaded Cyberpunk with a bunch of mods. And I'm going to start playing with that.
Nice. Oh, once you play that PC version and you crank up those settings, holy crap, does it become a whole new experience. It's insane.
I'm going to put it to... I'm going to see if it deals with 4K native well, and we'll see how that goes. And then if not, well, whatever, I push it down to 1440, it'll be fine.
You'll be able to do 1440 Ultra, no problem. There is no issues there.
I do play on a 4K monitor, so I do want to see if I can push it through that paces.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Oh, yeah. You'll definitely get 4K.
Doom did surprisingly well native 4K, so I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Doom developers are so good with... I mean, they got Doom Eternal running on a Switch 1
I've also got a
like
lot
60
of
frames per second.
stability mods that should probably help with this on Cyberpunk, because I spent like 4 hours today like downloading this massive collection of mods. Some are cosmetic, but also just a lot of like bug fixes and optimizations and stuff, so that, you know, we'll see how it all goes. So, but yeah, we'll I'll come back and I'll be like, guys, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
But enough about Judy. Chris, what have you been playing?
So yeah, I don't have the problem you have because backlog. Like, it's always
I was gonna
there.
say you have a backlog. That's...
Yeah, I don't think any of the games I'm playing or been playing are even like new. Like, maybe
that's the
this
one thing
year?
I've noticed is that, like, I think unless like something really crazy comes out, I think the Jin and Chris Classic Award is going to start becoming really difficult for me, because it's probably going to be a lot more of, hey, here are games that came out in like December that you just didn't get to. Or like, here's the... Like, Mafia might qualify next year if I don't play it in time, because like I just don't have the urge to do it right now until it's like at least like half off at this point. So like, that's like the potential. But like, if you release in the first half of 2025, I don't think there's any chance in hell that you're going to qualify for that award now, because I've played them by this point.
Yeah, the Jen and Chris Award is always my most difficult, as you can imagine. That's
well, yeah, because like 90% of the games you play are from your backlog.
Yeah, I love my backlog. In fact, that's what I've been playing.
Do you though? Because you cry about it so much.
I cry. It's like a good cry. It's like having too many good things, you know? But also then it reminds me, like, Chris, stop buying games. You have them. You can buy them later when you're done these ones, and they'll be cheaper. But I can't.
I'll help you out. I'll report your Steam account.
No, don't do that. I need the backlog. It's in there. Almost all my backlog is in Steam. So I played through 2 games and beat them. One of them I have very little to say, except on our side quest, probably a bit more, that's coming out this Friday, because I beat Final Fantasy VI, the Pixel Remaster.
I'm assuming the Pixel... Yeah, I was going to say, the Pixel Remaster.
Yeah, Pixel Remaster. I've been just, ever since they came out 3 years ago now, actually, they've been just like a fun side game that I'd throw on my Steam Deck, starting with Final Fantasy 1 all the way to Final Fantasy 6, so I finally beat the last one. That game is so good. I forgot just some of the like writing that's in it. Like, the end of the game, I guess spoilers for anybody who doesn't know the ending of Final Fantasy 6. This is like
of
one
like a
small
30-year-old game.
Yeah. Like, obviously Kefka is still the main villain. You go to him in his tower, and it's this huge event where you have to make 3 different teams to get there. You get to him, and there's this ominous like end of world music, and he's talking about the end of the world, the end of hopes and dreams and all of that. And then you start kind of talking back to him, and you're like, no, dreams should never die. We have our friends. We can stop you. The world doesn't have to end. We can stop you. And then all of a sudden he breaks character, or like this ominous evil character. It breaks, and his theme just comes back on, and he's just the maniacal like idiot that he was the whole game, where he's just like, why won't you just accept dying? Why are you even here? Like, why are you bothering me? And his theme's going, and it's just so good because it's like it shows that he's trying to be this like overarching god evil.
He's
like
he got into a position he never anticipated being in, is trying to justify his position, and then in the end, at the end of it all, he's still the court jester that just wanted to kill people for no apparent reason.
He just when it broke character and his theme came back on, I didn't get a lot of this stuff when I was really young playing this game in the 90s, but now I see it, I'm like, wow, the writers like they had that moment where it's like you think he's like this more ominous, more evil, more powerful being, and all of a sudden, bam, even though he has that new power, just to remind you, he's still just the same court jester that he was before, and he can't even hold it himself together without breaking character and just yelling at you in his old typical way.
There's
so good.
So much about that game that like when you play it at a much older age, it brings so much different. Because I mean, as a kid, like you get loss and stuff, but like you really don't until you're older and you start like watching like older family members, or in some cases younger, actually leave. So like obviously with the big one being like Locke and Rachel being a really big one, and how much like his story really is the fact that he's latching onto whatever woman kind of reminds him of her because he feels like he fucked up so badly that he has to atone for it.
Yeah, and that's the entire theme. And then you have Realm, which Strago's not even really technically her real. I don't think it's actually her grandpa. It's kind of like more of an adopted situation.
It's implied that Shadow is actually her father.
Shadow is her dad, and you can only see that through like when you rest at inns, when you have him in your party, and you get these flashback sequences. Like there's so much. You might not even know it because you might have just let him die on the floating continent too. And if you don't wait for him, he dies. So they don't really give you much of a warning with that. Like it is wild the amount of stuff that's just in there that it almost feels before its time. Like it's so well written and so well thought out.
I know we're excited that like because we jokingly say it's never going to finally be announced because it's been a rumor for like 17 years, but the 9 remake. I almost wish that 6 would get that because I think visually would be such a striking game to fully 3D.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I honestly 6 and 9, I want both of them because they're like some of the best.
I want 6 for the only reason alone is I want to see how they do the floating continent when the statues are moved. I want to see the end of the world in there in full 3D. Square, I normally make fun of you for putting too much of a production budget on things. No, fuck that. You put every ounce of money. Like I want you to lose $300 million alone on this game just for that cutscene.
Just for that cutscene. But yeah, so I've played through Final Fantasy VI, beat it. Nothing too crazy, pretty typical for me. But then I finally beat a game in my backlog that I got from when I built my PC back in 2013. Not my current build, but like when I moved from console to PC gaming. I got Mafia 2 back then. Eventually it got upgraded to the definitive edition for free. I'd never beaten this game. In fact, I'd never beaten a Mafia game until this year. I owned 2. From then, I got it for free from Green Man Gaming. It was actually a reward if you voted for Game of the Year in the Game Awards for that year. Geoff Keighley again. You got a free game. So I ended up getting Mafia 2. I didn't even know what it really was at the time because I'd skipped it on console, and I just had never played it. And now I had this year, definitive edition of Mafia 1 came out. It was on Steam in the the spring sale for $3. And I was like, all right, you know what? Maybe I finally play the Mafia games. Old Country's coming out this year. I want to at least play the first 2 because I know the third one also is like good. I know people say it's not as good. And also, I think by the time, because that one's more like 1950s, 60s, I think.
Yeah, the way like I look at the trilogy is that 1 is good. 2 is great, and then 3 is fine. Like it's decent.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure because I had a feeling there'd be some cameos or like families mentioned and stuff in Old Country. And I figured I better play 1 especially and probably 2 because if they're going to reference games, it'll be those 2 because
I can't imagine really referencing 3 all that much.
Yeah, exactly. So I have three. I have the definitive edition of three. I might play it, but one thing that's so good about Mafia 1 and 2, without even going into the gameplay, the story, any of that, is just they're actually normal length games. Even though they're open world, I beat the first game in like 11 hours, and this one I think took 15. They're
Yeah, because
not
you're
very
not spending
long.
like 2 hours at a time driving from the other end of the friggin' world to the other. Like it's trying to keep you along a pretty fixed path.
Yeah, and I love that. Like, sure, there is collectibles. Like, there's the retro Playboys, which I think is a fantastic collectible item, because it's like actually kind of historic. Like, these are a magazine from back then, and they're getting still images and stuff from it. So it actually is interesting to find them. Besides, obviously, the fact that it's a Playboy magazine. But I didn't actually focus on collectibles in this game. I actually was just so into the story that I couldn't get sidetracked. Like, I would play the game, I would do a few chapters and be like, "Oh, I really need to go to bed. I work in the morning," and I would stop. I originally started playing it on my Steam Deck, but I ended up moving to just my full PC rig. I streamed it to my TV through the Steam Deck, but I wanted the full big just TV experience with this because the story just had me so much. I didn't just want to play this in bed
It
or
really
anything
does
like
feel like
that.
they could make a actual like a Netflix or Prime TV series like based off of the story from this game, especially.
They absolutely could. The story got me so hooked. And like by the time there was the ending, I was so pissed because like the games never ever really end in a good way. I won't really say the endings of one or two for
Yeah,
anybody who hasn't played
like
them.
two is very unsatisfying, but that is true to what that world would be.
Yeah, oh, 100%. And that's what I like love and hate about it cuz like the first game ends in a non-satisfying way where it's like cool, like I'm never joining a mafia. This game, exact same thing. Cool, I'm never joining a mafia. It starts off where it's so like, wow, this is awesome. I'm doing these jobs, I'm getting money, blah blah blah, like it's fun, but by the end of the game, it's almost like this character should have never joined the mafia. Like this was a bad idea, which is realistic. I'm assuming for people in real life that join the mafia, probably could be like, yeah, no, that game's pretty realistic. Um, yeah, like it was so well done where there's like some good satisfying parts and then and some epic parts at the end. And then obviously there's all these story moments or story parts of it where you're like, I am so angry at this ending. I wish I could do it different, but they don't do it where, you know, alternate endings and all that. It's just like, no, this is the ending. This is what happens in this story. It's very linear. Um, and it had an impact on me. I was actually pissed. I was like, damn, like this was seemed like it was going good and it's I'm very unhappy. Not that it's bad, not that it's not well written. I just mean they purposely made it where it's like, you know, this isn't going to be the perfect ending. This isn't going to be the like happy ending. There is no such thing in a mafia family like of a perfectly happy ending because eventually everybody gets a bad ending in the mafia, right? So I thought the story was so good and I know I was playing the definitive edition so the graphics were cleaned up, but everything else is still the original, right? Like it's the original story and all that kind of stuff. It is one of the best written games I've ever played, and that's wild for its time because there's still limitations. You can see them in some of the animations and some of the things that happened. Like all of a sudden you see something happen and you're just in a car and it's a car chase. Like, oh, this is typical for video game stuff of the early 2010s, but it's just done in such a well done way that when it's like we're going to go and we're going to start selling this thing which we really shouldn't be doing and then we're going to have to go and we're going to go shoot up this rival family house or whatever. I'm just saying random stuff. I'm not spoiling anything. It's just not even stuff that may happen in the game, but like you get to do all this stuff and they made it feel like so epic, but also like you'd see some of the consequences of it and it was just so hard hitting where like at first it feels awesome and it just falls away from that as you go on the game. First, second game, both of them, these are games I'll replay so much
It's
in my
always a
life.
case of like that kind of life. Like no matter what you do, it's going to eventually come back to bite you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the way this is portrayed, the car, like the music in the cars are like old and authentic to the time. decisions that happen, historical-ish things that kind of happen. Like, it's really, really cool. And then it has some of the joke stuff. You'll hear commercials for like cigarettes and stuff, and they kind of throw it in there, like how people back then didn't know they or think they were bad for you. And they say very funny lines in these like cigarette commercials that are completely the opposite of reality, but it's funny to us. But yeah, it does such a good job of feeling like this old time too. Like they really captured the eras of the 40s and 50s in the second game and 20s and 30s in the first game. Fantastic games. I can't sell them enough. If anybody hasn't, my one regret is I waited 13 years or 12 years. This game sat in my backlog. Like, it's wild that I waited that long to finally play these, and I regret waiting that long. I wish I'd played this over 10 years ago. Like, I'm dumb for having this in my backlog too long. Should have been prioritized, but I'm here now, and damn, was it good. So good. Like 10 out of 10 game for me. Can't give it any more praise.
That's what I would have put it back when I finished it, so.
Yeah.
But enough about the old, in for the soon-to-be new. So, Gamescom, ONL. So, I said at the top of the show that I thought it sucked. Here's the reason why. Nothing that I've really labeled on my list of things that I liked are AAA games. There's maybe 2.
Yeah.
The entire show that I enjoyed was mostly the pre-show, honestly, and then like small stuff in between.
Yeah,
because like
absolutely,
they led with Call of Duty. Cool. That was also, thank God I didn't stream this one. Oh my God, like 20 minutes of Call of Duty, fucking bringing out like, look, I get it. It's nice that they get the chance to do this, but like, I genuinely don't like it when they put Japanese only speaking people on stage with a translator when this could have been done through a video with subtitles underneath, and it takes half as much time, and it also feels way like you get your point across way better. So that was frustrating. Getting more Resident Evil, getting way more Souls games, getting way more like, there wasn't nearly as much live service fluff as there used to be, so that at least I guess I'll take that in stride.
That is true. Yeah.
Like, and somebody will say again, probably, well, you're just mad that it wasn't the stuff that you're here for. Yes! Once again, yes!
Yeah, that's the point.
All the things that I liked were the things that were being made by indie devs. You know why? Because they aren't chasing the fucking trend.
Yeah. It definitely felt very following the trends, like the AAA games. For me, I remember, like, it was a 2-hour show, not including the pre-show. And I remember when it was over, my thought, and I think I may have said this out loud, even though I was alone in a room, I went, wait, that's it? Like, I didn't think it was near the end. I thought it had like, much more time to go.
I get it that people really like Souls games. I really don't understand why whatever new game from the Black Myth developers had to be that one thing. Like, that tells me how much of a trend it's chasing.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure there's a lot of people being like, well, no, I was really excited for that. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doubting you guys, and I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying, like, man, I'm really sick and tired of this, of, like, all of these shows being geared to, like, these specific games are the big ones now.
Yes.
Like,
I think
there had to be something else that could have been a one more.
Yes. I think the best way of putting it for anybody who's like, oh no, the show's great, it just wasn't what you're looking for, blah, blah, blah. I think the issue that the gaming community or AAA development community is having right now is similar to what's happening in Hollywood, where it's like for a long time, people were complaining that the only movies in theaters were superhero films. And it's not, that doesn't mean all those movies are bad. No. It means there's no variety. Like, and when you look at Summer Game Fest and you look at Gamescom, and then I'm assuming, the Game Awards will probably have the same issue. You got horror-looking films and horror-looking games and Souls-like games. And those are the two AAA games you're going to get with maybe a Call of Duty. The only other thing I wrote as a note that one of this year's theme was tanks, because I think I saw 3 different games that was like involved you being a tank shooting another tank. There was so
World
many
of Tanks, obviously 2.0. There was that one that was like, oh my god, what was the name of it?
I don't remember the name at all. I just called it Tank Game number 2 or 3. It was just like I kept seeing tanks and I'm like, is this the same game from before and they brought it back, or is this another tank game? Why is there so many tank games all of a sudden? Like, don't get me wrong, if there's one, fine. Like I said, there should be variety. But again, it doesn't seem like there's variety. It seems like, oh, Call of Duty's popular again. Let's make some tanky looking,
also,
military game.
Now that we know for sure what Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is, I can't wait to not play anything to do with that game, because they're going back to the, oh, here's the wall jumping game again. And I'm like,
yeah,
nope.
No.
Like that specific Call of Duty game is the reason why I stopped playing Call of Duty online, because I couldn't anymore. Because it got to the point that it's like we like Titanfall 2. I don't like the multiplayer because it's too fucking fast and it's too like ADHD fucking brain level combat.
Oh, for sure.
There's no, like, people say there is strategy. I don't see it. Like, it's just me when I play. I don't see it compared to like a game like even just like Black Ops 2 or Modern Warfare 3, or if I want to even go to like other, like what Battlefield kind of is. Like, I'm actually, speaking of which, I would have talked about the Battlefield 6 beta, I just realized. But that game requires me to change settings in my BIOS. And I go, no, you're not getting me to change my BIOS, even if it's easy. I shouldn't have to boot my computer in another mode to play your game. I don't care what anti-cheat you've put on it. Fucking the game should be playable no matter what my settings are. I don't care.
It's wild the way that that's going, because I don't want that to become a trend. Because I
had people tell me, what's the big deal? Like, it's just a quick thing. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I, as a consumer, should not have to do that. There are 9.9% of the games in the rest of the library that don't make me do that. Why does this one have to?
Yeah, there's already settings in the game. Why do you have to now change your computer settings just to launch it? That makes no sense.
And if it's an anti-cheat thing, I'm sorry, is there no other way? I know I'm not a great programmer. I only took a year and a half before I dropped out. But clearly, there's something else. It can't just be anti-cheat. There's clearly a reason you guys are doing this, and you're not telling us what that reason is. I don't trust, especially when it's EA. I do not trust EA.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, this is, I think, one of those selling points where someone would be like, see, this is why console is better, because that'll just launch on a PS5 or
honestly,
an Xbox.
That was the first thing I thought, is like, as long as there's cross-platform play, I'm just going to play this on a console then if I really want to play Battlefield.
Yeah.
Which is destructive to my brain now that I have this rig.
Yeah, it's right, because you're going to have to turn settings down. But honestly, those type of games on consoles run almost like lock 60.
Yeah, but it's now not having mouse and keyboard.
Oh, true. Well, if you buy it on the Xbox, you can hook up your mouse and keyboard to your Xbox.
That's true. But then
that's a little weird.
I don't have to do more wiring, though.
It is a weird setup, but it is possible.
Yeah.
But yeah,
anyways.
I do agree with Gamescom. Like, it seemed like there was horror games, or it was a Souls-like, or there was tanks, and it just kept showing what seemed like the same games constantly. Now, there was some I liked. There was some things I saw that I liked.
Yeah.
But none of them I would consider. Okay, well, I guess maybe one AAA. There really is only one, and I even have in brackets, I'll never actually play this. But
and also, we're talking games that, like, I don't count Ninja Gaiden 4, which I'm going to try, and I don't count Outer Worlds 2, which I'm going to play, because they've been announced so many times now that it's just extra stuff. Like, in terms of announcements, like, I think the closest to me looks like it's Toxic Commando, I think. I don't even think that's AAA.
I wouldn't call that AAA, no.
Like, the two that
I
think are closest would be that and Project Spectrum, which I now have less interest in, because I found out that it's made by the Delta Force guys, and it's meant to be a PvPvE game. To which I go, fuck, I thought that was going to be a single player style, in the style of Fear.
Yes, yeah, I saw that one too. Once I saw PvPvE, all the V's,
I'm like, cool. So you're going to try to get money out of me? Cool. No, thanks.
Yeah. To be honest, the only AAA game that fits into the, horror and all those kind of things, there was that one Chronos that I liked.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. The only reason that game to me has a negative against it, well, first of all, I'd never play it. It looks scary as shit. It looks like a Dead Space game. I'm not playing that Chronos game. But at least I thought it was interesting. But it just kind of sucks that it's surrounded by almost the exact same games. Like that one to me seemed interesting. It was trying something a little bit unique. The main character looked kind of cool with their suit, and all that kind of stuff. But I wish that this game was shown and like not a bunch of other games that looked exactly like it, just less interesting, were surrounding it, because it kind of takes away from this feeling like a slightly unique game. Compared to what it actually is. Like it looked kind of cool. The main character's outfit is really cool. Kind of gives like a BioShock meets, like, I don't know, like maybe Terminator or whatever, because these things kind of come from somewhere. I don't even know where the main character's kind of coming from, but like they look like a 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea meets like Dead Space meets like a bunch of like little cool things. I thought this one like looked interesting. This is one I would be considering playing, not related to all the other similar looking games that kind of had the same, just I'm a scary looking game or whatever, but just like less interesting. I'm just scary for the sake of it. At least somebody here seemed like they watched I don't know, Hellboy or something, and maybe 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and we're like, oh, what if I combine these into like a Dead Space game? Like, you know what I mean? At least this one seems like it's trying to be a little interesting. But other than that,
Yeah.
AAA. Besides, again, like you mentioned, the John Carpenter game, Toxic Commando. Maybe that one. That one does look kind of interesting. I don't know if I'd even consider that truly a AAA game. And I think for that, it's mostly that John Carpenter's attached to it, and his like usually he does the music. I think he may do the music for this, and he does his synthesized music that he did in all his horror films and all that kind of stuff. And it's just fantastic. Like the music in this alone was kind of selling me, and it looked more like a co-op kind of experience in a way. You know what I mean? So this one kind of caught my attention. Also, it was Focus Entertainment, which is they did like Plague Tale, stuff like that. So I was like, okay, they've done well for me before, so let's see, maybe. Like this one seemed a little fun.
The growing, and I think this is more to Geoff Keighley's content that he likes to put out there. I'm starting to get the sense more and more each show. I think his target audience is, because he streams these as well, that it's meant to be for YouTubers and streamers.
100%. I think so very, very much. I think he is doing that deliberately, because when you think about it, you get the people who are on Twitch and on YouTube, they'll probably gravitate towards it, then they'll stream it. Like you go to them, it's almost like you get extra advertising on top of your own advertising because they're streaming and stuff, right? Yeah, I think that is 100% their audience. All of these shows, like the Game Awards, maybe not as much. I'd have to rewatch them because I feel like
can be a little bit different because it is kind of meant to be a little bit more of a bit of everything, because that's kind of the nature of the show. But like Summer Game Fest was definitely leaning in that direction, and I think this kind of confirms that.
100%. Yeah, like I'm
the
getting a
only
lot
not
less
streamer
excited.
stuff was the indie stuff. Like anything that was like from a major dev to me was like Souls, horror, live service, action shooter, multiplayer. Like it's all the same, like 5 things over and over again. The only exception I think would be like the couple of Jeff must really love real-time strategy games because there's always like 2 or 3.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the real-time strategy, but yeah, he's always got a couple.
But like apart from that, Soulsborne's, live service, action shooters, I forgot, anime bullshit, and this is coming from the weeb. This is coming from the guy with the anime stuff on his bookshelf here. Weeb shit.
There was. I was like, wow, there's a lot of like
there's
Fortnite,
so many
Genshin
of those
Impact.
like Genshin, like Genshin clones, and I'm like, dude, this is getting bad. Like, I don't care much for them anyway, but like now it's getting to a point that like, dude, there's like 7 of these every 2 months. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, there's people that are getting addicted to them and stuff, I think.
Well, it's just honestly,
be.
it's because of the Chinese market. Most of them, that's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you have any other games that were
Oh,
mentioned that
plenty.
you? Yeah.
Oh,
What?
plenty.
What are some of yours? What are
Zero
some of the good ones?
Parades, which is from the Disco Elysium devs. I cannot fucking
Oh
wait for
yes.
that.
Yeah, that looked really cool. Yeah, as soon as I heard Disco Elysium, I'm like, oh, you have my attention now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely in there because I didn't finish Disco Elysium. I got maybe like 10 hours in and then I kind of gave up on it. But I think it's because I was not enjoying the detective part of it. Since this is more of a spy game, it seems like I might be way more interested in this than I was Disco Elysium. So we'll see about that.
Yeah.
Unbeatable, which just looks like another Scott Pilgrim wannabe game, which I'm okay with. Like that looks like it'll be interesting.
100%.
Kaylan's not here for me to talk about Woolhaven. And by me talk about it, I mean not, because I tried to play it and I wasn't into Cult of the Lamb, so whatever.
Yeah, I was when I saw that, I was like, oh, I was very excited. When I saw it, I'm not gonna lie, I was really hoping it was Cult of the Lamb 2. But it said it's like a massive paid expansion. So
Yeah.
you know what? I may have to go back into Cult of the Lamb because that is a really, really well made and good game. And it seemed like this is just kind of like a big new part. Like it's not, I guess, not big enough to be its own game, which I can appreciate. You know what I mean? If it's a $20 expansion, but it's another like huge game within the game, you've got my attention. I'll go back in and then I'll play all of it.
Oh, for sure. And I'm sure he's relieved to see that New World Order is still not copywritten, so we can still take that. But other than that, the Sekiro anime looks really interesting.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. It was nice to see an anime like actually shown.
I love the fact that like a lot of people are realizing, hey, instead of getting Hollywood to make a shit fucking movie about our property, why don't we just go to Japan where they actually care about most of these things and just have to make an anime about it?
Yeah, because anime can.
And you know it's worked because Cyberpunk's getting a second season.
Yeah, I still have to watch that first season, but I've heard incredible things.
But even like Castlevania and stuff like that, like it's clearly like it's working so much better when you're using it as an animated series because newsflash, most of these are animated, so it really works well for that license.
Yeah, and you can do whatever you want when you draw it. You don't have to worry about paying millions for a set piece or probably crappy CG that looks like crap.
Spirits Within.
Hey, don't you dare throw that under the... No, it's not a good movie.
I mean, look, I'll say it too. Advent Children's a terrible movie too. It's just there because you just want to see all the people in full 3D with voice acting. That's all it is.
Yeah, now the remakes exist, and I don't ever need Advent Children ever again.
Advent Children is no longer needed now. But everything else that I like was all from the pre-show. The pre-show was killing me with new games. Like my wish list is all from that. So Bubsy getting a new game is hilarious, and I love that they're diving so hard into the fact that like we know Bubsy 3D was a fucking pile of shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They know.
I love the original Sega Genesis game, so I'm happy to see it get another shot. So I'm hoping that it ends up being at least decent. I assume this is some really old LucasArts game, but like the Outlaws remaster they did, it looked kind of interesting, and I love how like they've really made it. I don't know if it's like an inside joke or something, but like none of the shots that were being taken in that trailer were even close to hitting anything, which was also kind of funny to watch.
Actually, I hadn't noticed that. That's true. Yeah.
There was that interesting like side-scrolling beat 'em up sort of looking game that kind of looked like a fighting game mixed with like the Ninja Turtle like Turtles in Time level things called Absalom. That looked kind of cool.
That one looked pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, that looked really cool. The one that really
stood out for me was Valor Mortis, which looked like a French or American Revolution era like FPS / sword hack and slash game. That looked really fucking neat.
Yeah, that looked pretty neat too, actually. Yeah. Yeah, completely agree.
And then the other couple of small ones, there was the one called PVKK, which just looked like not for broadcast, but it's you with taking charge of a planetary defense cannon.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to imagine you're the guy that runs the big cannon on the Death Star.
Yeah, it's space. Yeah, actually, that's a really good way of putting it.
And then the last one, it probably won't be that much to me because these games don't last very long whenever I play them. But like Road Kings just look like Euro Truck Simulator with extreme weather.
Yeah, actually, that's also a really good way of putting that one too. That one does.
It's Euro Truck Simulator X Twister.
Yeah, it's actually a crossover.
But other than that, like there was stuff, but like most of it's stuff that's been rehashed. I mean, it's cool to see indie, see a little bit more on that. I don't know if you had any interest in that Battlestar Galactica game that was shown off.
Not really. I've never been too much of a Battlestar
I couldn't remember if that was a big one for you or not.
No. No, that
He-Man's
one
getting
wasn't.
a side. I love how so many games are getting side-scrolling like old school beat 'em ups now. All of a sudden, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's fantastic. We should
For
do
those
that
who are
as
like,
many times as possible.
well, you're so mad about Soulsborne, but yet in every like Geoff Keighley thing, there's a new retro fucking beat 'em up. I'm like, yeah. And how much do they cost?
Yeah, they're cheap, and they're fun because they're multiplayer, and it's not meant to be taken too seriously. If you don't like it, super easy to ignore. Like Streets of Rage 4. Nobody's like, oh, there's so many Streets of Rage games. I can't. Come on. It's not like you go on a PlayStation store and that's what's thrown in your face.
And speaking of things that were also in every one of these, there's a new Lego game.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually quite excited for that because. At first, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, there was already 3 Lego Batmans and Lego DC villains and Lego blah, blah, blah. And I guess because there was already Lego Star Wars, like 1 to 3, and then Lego Star Wars 4 to 6, and then 7 got its own Lego game. But then they just did, like, the Skywalker saga, combined it, and, like, brought the Lego games up in quality and stuff. This Batman one, at first I was like, oh, I don't care about this, like another new Lego Batman. But then all of a sudden it just started doing references from every Batman movie. Like,
and you're just
hear the
son of a bitch, I like you now.
Like Joker was like, why are you so serious? And then, Bane had a little speech before he stood on a Lego block, which hurt his foot, which is so fucking funny because in real life that actually happens to people. But then it also has the Matt Reeves, like the new Batman with Robert Pattinson, where his car is chasing the Penguin and it's like that cool like drone shot. They reenact that. And then it does some of the original Batman lines, like the Tim Burton ones, where Batman's like, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. And like he literally does that line. So it's just playing homage to like all of the films, and that sold it for me. I was like, crap. Now I really, really need to get this. Because it's like all those good Batman movies. Luckily I didn't see any references to like the Justice League and like Ben Affleck version. It seemed to be only like the Michael Keaton, Christian Bale, and Robert Pattinson were the in my opinion, the good 3. But it seemed like that, but also kind of Arkham City, where it's a small open world that you can like fly around in as Batman and drive any of the Batmobile cars you want from those different movies. It's such a cool take that like it sold me. Even though I don't need another Lego game, I have like 10 unplayed Lego games. Like I still have Pirates of the Caribbean Lego that I haven't played yet on Steam. I'll get there eventually, but this one, I don't know, it grabbed me right away, where all of a sudden I don't care about my unplayed Lego Batman games. Now this is the only one I need, and I can uninstall all those other ones and never look at them because it kind of sold me. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise, in terms of like updates and stuff, like every time I watch a new trailer for the Silent Hill F game, I'm like, look, if I loved horror games, I'd be so stoked for this because this looks fucking incredible.
It does look, I will give the horror.
But I will never touch this game.
No, fuck that. Like, it was so terrifying. I can't. Like, why is this so scary? I get it. It's Silent Hill. That's the whole point. But why? Why you got to do that? But yeah, it looks like they've actually put a lot of good effort in
that. Actually looked interesting because it seemed less on the horror vibe on that bit.
Still looked pretty terrifying, but yeah.
Yeah, but in the sense of like it's not like monsters up the wazoo in that case. Like it's much more of a there's one guy here and you better be fucking careful. You're gonna die. Oh, and I think I just lost Chris, so that's fun. We're back. I don't know what the hell happened, and I don't even know where the hell we were because it's been like 10 minutes since we friggin' got ourselves back in here, so that was fun. Discord just decided to stop working all of a sudden. That was great.
Yeah, it was done. It was done.
But yeah, obviously we got some stuff from Resident Evil and Silent Hill F that we're not going to touch. I'm going to straight up say this. Sony, stop putting out trailers for Ghost of Yotei because you're not showing anything.
It's the same trailer.
Like, stop wasting our time and stop wasting money. Stop.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely weird seeing that trailer again. Or, like, I'm assuming it's not the exact same trailer. I just mean,
no, but
I haven't learned anything.
It's not doing anything.
No. Like, they had their
I'm starting to understand why they're hemorrhaging money. They don't fucking do anything.
It's because they know they only have one game coming. And it's like we have to remind people constantly that we have one game coming.
I almost want to go. You guys can lie and say you're working on something and just even show like stills.
Yeah, just show the PlayStation logo.
I mean, BioWare is getting away with that forever.
That is true. They really were.
So I don't know what your issue is at that point.
Well, yeah. Yeah, other than those, like, I'm not gonna lie, I will say that I was very happy with the Fallout Season 2 teaser. It's nice that, at a gaming conference they showed something gaming related that's a different medium, but still obviously very gaming related. And that looked really good. Fallout is possibly now, to me, if this Season 2 hits like Season 1 did, I think this is a better show than The Last of Us on HBO. Because for me, Last of Us Season 1 was like the perfect adaptation, and then Season 2 kind of dropped the ball. If they keep this going with Fallout Season 2, this may be my favorite video game television show ever created. And I know that's a bit of a hot take, but only if they're able to pull it off.
Yeah, it's something that just... I keep thinking I want to watch, and then the inclination never comes. And I've never been like the biggest Fallout fan to begin with. Like, I did enjoy like 3 in New Vegas, but like I haven't been like super into the license in such a long time that I guess it's not really triggering anything right now. But I mean, I'm glad that a bunch of people are fucking loving it. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah. To be honest, I almost would rather watch the show than play some of the games because it like sums it up, and they're able to make it in such it's the game. Like, it's like watching somebody play a very modern take of the game and going through the story, and it feels exactly like one of the games. It's a brand new character and new everything, but it's like right in that universe in the middle of the games, and it's so perfect. Absolutely so perfect. Even my wife wants to watch it. I mean, that happened with The Last of Us as well. Like, you get a really high quality show like that, and my wife, who only plays Tetris, it's like her only game. Like, she actually wants to watch these shows, so she's going to watch that one with me for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely one that like we're getting some better stuff. At the very least, I can say a lot of things that I complain about with Summer Game Fest, right? They don't really fuck around when it comes to like shows or movies or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I will say? Thank God there wasn't any more Borderlands fucking bullshit in this thing.
Also a point. You know what? Yeah, that just went up by a point for me because if I had seen Borderlands 4 again, I don't know what I would have done. Like, you're not going to make anybody care if they don't at this point. It's not a like, oh, wow, I never cared, but now I do. Like, it's not going to happen. Kind of like Ghost of Yote, but honestly, I'd rather see Yote over Borderlands 4. I will say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will also say that the Indiana Jones DLC looks kind of interesting. Mm-hmm. My only issue is I played that game on Game Pass. I don't think the DLC is coming to Game Pass.
If I can't play it through Game Pass, I'm not playing it.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I won't because I don't own the game. And even if I did own the game, like this wouldn't be day one DLC. Maybe if the price was like really good or something, but I don't imagine it will. I don't think it's going to be like $5 or $10.
Yeah.
So for me, that's more, I'll get to that eventually. I can see myself one day buying Indiana Jones like on PC, but like until I do that, I'm at a decent price because I've already played the game. I'm not going to, grab the DLC and play through it. But still, the DLC does look good. I forgot, again, just how well they did with the graphics in that game, especially for graphics that run at 60 FPS on a console and stuff. Like, the game looks beautiful for what it's willing to run at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then the Cult of the Lamb expansion, I had that written down too. Really, really good. But I mean, other than that, that's actually all I had from the show that I love that we haven't already mentioned yet. The only other thing I noticed was a bunch of the cross-platform happiness. Like, I just love cross-platform when games get released on other platforms. Age of Empires, a PC-only game, which came to Xbox, which was already weird, because, like, how do you play that with a controller, is now coming to PlayStation. And that's, like, the most Windows PC game somehow coming to a PlayStation console.
And also Indiana Jones coming to Switch.
And that was the other one. Like, Indiana Jones is coming to Switch. So Xbox is like, here's one of our games coming to PlayStation, and here's one of our games coming to Switch. And I think it'll do well on the Switch too. I've seen how well like Cyberpunk and stuff runs, which obviously is a much more taxing game. I think they'll be able to get Indiana Jones Either running at 40 frames per second, which will totally work.
They can get it. They'll be able to get, if they can get Cyberpunk to work, like they'll be able to optimize Indiana Jones well enough.
Yeah, they may get it to 60 frames per second on the Switch too, which is very appealing. I wouldn't grab it there because why would I have a great PC that can like max that game out? But for people who only have a Switch or really want to play that game on the go and maybe don't have a PC handheld, that could be
it's the options,
awesome.
right? Like that's the big thing.
Yeah, and if it can get upscaled to 4K decently on the Switch too, like when you have it docked, because it gets like a power boost there, man, that's kind of appealing. You can just play on the TV, pick it up, and leave, and you're still playing friggin' Indiana Jones on the go. That's actually like,
or as I like to call it, object throwing simulator.
It's 100%. You can just throw fly swatters and guitars at random people at a great distance.
Oh no, it's not random people. It's Nazis. Let's not kid ourselves.
Great. Nazis, yes. Only throw guitars, apples, and fly swatters at Nazis at a great distance. Don't do it too close. It's more funny when you can nail them from so far away.
Speak for yourself. Throwing it at any distance is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but other than that,
for the most part, like if I was to grade this, I'd give it like at best a C.
Yeah, this is like a 6 out of 10 show for me. Like you said, the pre-show was much more interesting.
Like
stuff,
if you're looking for indie games,
opinion.
you got your indie games in this show for sure. If you're looking for the big spectacles, unless you are one of two things, you're either a streamer or you're 18, you probably aren't too happy about this because if you're our age, you saw a lot of the same shit that you've probably gotten sick and tired of by this point.
Yeah, like Resident Evil is great. It looks great quality. Like I said, that Chronos game looks great. But like when they're filled with so many other games that kind of look the same, and then you also have just some live service or there wasn't too many, but like Souls-like games, it's kind of just dreary. Like the whole thing is just dreary, anime bullshit, dreary, anime bullshit, dreary. A tank.
And look, again, if y'all are thinking like, well, I like this, you know, I'm just fresh out of high school. Like, yeah, no, that's because you still just getting into this stuff. It's like the same reason that like we really love Call of Duty and Gears of War and Halo and BioShock when all those were coming out in the 2000s. Here's the thing now. It's 20 years later. We don't want the same shit no more.
Yeah.
Except for turn-based Japanese RPGs. We're never going to get sick of those. That's our thing. That's the one thing that we just won't get sick of.
Yeah, but they also evolved like a lot. Like if you look at a Chrono Trigger and then you look at Expedition 33, those aren't even remotely.
You're right. Chrono Trigger is actually good. Expedition isn't.
Okay. First of all, Chrono Trigger, of course, great. It's the greatest game of all time for me. But you do not ever throw shade like that.
No, it's not like I only gave it an 8 out of 10 or anything. You know, it's
good gravy. Like that is a modern day Chrono Trigger, my man. But it's like it's evolved. But if I look at a Call of Duty 4,
like Call of Duty Black Ops 7 looks like Call of Duty Black Ops 3.
It does, and I hated 3.
It doesn't even look like they've changed much.
The thing is even if they left it the same, but left it in like, the 60s and the 70s where it feels like this very Cold War, there's no cell phones, technology is very limited. You got to use like a listening device inside a used.
I wouldn't even mind if they just did a new, like a Modern Warfare game, but it just was like separate from like the other modern, like just do another story like today where it's just, I don't know, like.
Yeah. Like I'm good with a game that takes place today when it's like gunfire and stuff. Like if it's a Call of Duty, like make it, if it's Modern Warfare, make it today. Like whatever it is today, a drone shot, a normal guns.
Also, Black Ops is weird to do as a futuristic game because what are the Black Ops? Like what's the spy thriller stuff? Like it's nothing in history that we're aware of. So like It kind of takes away the interest of that. Like it just sounds like they wanted to make Infinite Warfare 2, but people didn't like that one, so they don't want to use that title again.
Yeah, I think so too. 100%. Because all the good that Black Ops Cold War and I think 6 is also kind of got still that spy kind of feeling to it, they lose it for me with this 7. Like I could not give less of a shit about the campaign of Call of Duty Black Ops 7.
From the other ones, I just don't care. Like
yeah.
I really tried to like Black Ops 3 and I just can't. I can't.
No, 3 is horrible. I uninstalled it. I gave up. I never played 4 and I went right to Cold War, like 5.
Well, you couldn't have played 4 anyway.
Yeah, there's no campaign. Like, holy hell. But yeah, I went to Cold War. Boom, fantastic, incredible campaign. It was back for me. It's like 1, 2, 5. That's all that
Yep.
exists, and then 6. I guess I still have to play 6, but I'm pretty sure it's up there too. And the kill, like, what is this? What the hell? I know they want to try something different, but that's not a Black Ops game. What is Black Ops? Like, it's spy shit, and it was like Cold War spy shit. How is this Cold War or spy shit? What are you doing?
I don't know. Can't seem to make up their mind. But yeah, like I get it. There's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna either watch this or, you know, when they did watch the Gamescom and be like, wow, this is fucking amazing. I got so much to play. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I really am not. Like I've said it the last time. I'm not here to piss on anybody's parade. I'm not here to do that. I'm not here to ruin it. I'm not here to say that you're wrong for liking it. I'm here to say that for me, as a 37-year-old gamer who has been through the gamut before, this was all designed for people that are 18, and I feel like I really shouldn't be watching these shows anymore.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, I feel like I'm getting pushed out like I'm a 40. Well, I am in my 40s.
And if that's what's supposed to happen, then fine. But we're still going to say that. So if you hear this and decide to go, well, you're just... Yes, we are. And we are going to say that. If the next Summer Game Fest ends up being like full of just amazing old school stuff and some new IP that we've never seen before, we'll talk so many good things about it. But we don't care about, like, for starters, Chris and I don't care about horror games because we're both scaredy bitches, okay? So, like, we put that aside. But, like, I don't give a shit about Soulsborne games. I'm not sure, like, your overall opinion on them, Chris, but, like, I don't get the appeal of spending hours upon hours getting my shit kicked in when I already live in real life. I don't need that.
I'm not a fan of the genre. I can appreciate like Dark Souls and Elden Ring. I can appreciate those ones specifically, but they did well, and now there's just...
Okay, so we're just going to keep having this issue every once in a while, but at least, you know, should be back soon. Go ahead.
I'm probably here now.
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah. I can appreciate Dark Souls. I can appreciate Elden Ring. Care was put into those. One of them's Game of Thrones writer, all that kind of stuff. But it's just the thing that happens in gaming where two games are great, or two franchises in the same genre are great. Boom, let's flood it with like a million of the same games and then called one like Lords of the Fallen and pretend that I care. Like, I was looking at it and I'm like, is this Dark Souls? Is this Elden Ring? Or is this Lord of the Rings? But like as a Soulsborne, I can't tell. And then it's its own thing. And I'm like, all right, it looks the same as all of them. I can't even tell anymore.
And like,
so
we've said it many times on the show before, we don't care about live service. Like, we're done.
No.
We're done.
No, I'm so
we don't
sick
got
of
time
live
for
service.
that shit.
No. It's such a dumb concept.
As the actual weeb on the show, I don't understand why people get so sucked into Genshin games or get like, look, I get it, right? Like, there is the interest of gacha and stuff, but like, guys, unless you have never played a gacha game before, you need to get the fuck out of these. Like, I don't understand how you're still playing new ones of these.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
And you can say, well, I don't spend any money. I don't spend any money. So you're spending a lot of time doing nothing.
Yeah, like, I couldn't even tell. Like, I couldn't tell if it was like a trailer continuing a previous trailer, because like it had the exact same vibe, the exact same world, the exact same everything with every single one of these like Genshin type games. Like, it kept showing one. I'm like, oh, this looks just like that other one I just saw.
Yeah,
that
like,
might be the same character.
There's so many trailers, and I'm like, oh, is this Zenless? No, it's Wuthering Waves. No, it's fucking Genshin. No, it's fucking, like, oh my god, like, it's, this year is so bad.
Yeah.
I don't know how, like this, I mean, like I said, it's for the Chinese market. There's a billion fucking people. They can find something for everybody in that.
Yeah, true.
But, like, so that takes all that away. Okay, so what do we got left? Weird, quirky, fucking... double A, like, yeah, I guess there's that. So that's like 20% of the show, I guess. I don't know. Like,
yeah, this didn't do much.
I don't know how to word it other than just like, clearly this show isn't for us anymore, and now like we're just watching it and getting to complain about it, right?
Yeah, I feel like a 40-year-old at a club designed for 20-year-olds. You know, like I got to find the club that fits me, and I think
Well, like
it's
even then, like
IGN.
I don't think it's like we're not completely out of it, because I mean clearly like how we handled the Microsoft one, like seeing games like Clockwork Revolution and such, like we're clearly interested in stuff that's AAA.
Oh yeah.
It's just I
It's
guess
just
whatever Geoff Keighley thinks he needs to push is
Yeah.
what we're not into now.
And I think that's the issue, because even when there's a state of play, and some of them were really bad for a while, there's still been times when I'm watching those and I'm like, oh, cool. Okay, here's a cool, interesting game. Maybe it's not for me, but it's still interesting.
Yeah, like we at least leave the show being
much.
like, oh, okay, this new thing they announced that Sony's making is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm walking out of every Geoff Keighley presentation now being like, okay, apart from the ones that have been announced like 17 times now, any new IP that's like remotely close to AAA is all fucking streamer stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. I think I'm at the point where it's like I just need to watch the Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft presentations,
And
like
then
their
just wait
specific
for
ones.
the trailer individually of the Geoff Keighley stuff just to see what's there.
Yeah, I'll just watch a summary after, and the only thing I'll probably try and catch is the Game Awards, because at least it's fun to watch with you guys and guess which wins the awards.
Yeah,
like
there's that at least.
Yeah, because these are not for me anymore. Like the Summer Games Fest was the worst part of Summer Games Fest. Like the initial Geoff Keighley
And it
part,
wasn't even
it was
close.
all the other things. Like there was like Wholesome Direct and all the other directs that came after, the Future Game Show, the PC Game Show. Like all of those were actually more
I think it kind
interesting.
of proves the point too that like
unique.
we're just so done with the AAA industry as a whole, because it's basically chasing one of three trends. It's chasing the streamer trend, it's chasing the Fortnite trend, it's chasing the fucking what's the word I'm looking for here? Actually, no, I don't even say that. It's just those two things, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. Like there's some AAA things, like the new James Bond game looks quite interesting. I mean, it looks like Uncharted, but at least it looks cinematic and interesting. But even then, the place that I watched that where I got the most detail and the most for it was the Future Game Show, which came out after Summer Games Fest. It was like 2 days later. They had very interesting trailers, very interesting information. It was actually like a unique mix of everything. You would not love everything. It's impossible, because it'll show like a 4X PC strategy game, and then it'll show like a James Bond Uncharted clone, and then it'll show a racing game. But at least it was pure variety, and everybody would walk away from the show with a few things that they liked, even indie games and that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think I just gotta focus more on the publishers, the Future Game Show, Wholesome Direct, like the cozy
and that,
games,
and even just like keeping an eye on new releases on Steam and just kind of taking a look at what indie stuff's developing there.
Yeah, I think that's what I gotta do going forward, because Geoff has let me down. Like, I don't like how this is
and
going.
Watch Game Awards this year. Like the one more thing will be like the fucking biggest thing that we've seen ever.
Genshin Impact 2.
I mean, so far, it's been Resident Evil, which I don't even count because they fucking cock tease it like 3 times, which wasn't for us because we're not horror guys. Okay, fine, whatever, but it's a big license. And now this one, which I don't even remember the name of it because I don't fucking care, but like it's a Black Myth sequel.
Black Myth sequel, yeah. I can't remember the Yeah.
So
which,
like,
I mean,
I'm assuming that it's like, you know what? Should we just predict? Is it going to be like a Genshin Impact 2 so we can get the full circle of like, okay, here's like the weeb shit.
Yeah, it's going to be something like that. Genshin Impact 2 Get Impactorer or something. Like that'll be the like I don't know. The way gaming is going, it's like they're grasping at money because they're failing with certain things and chasing
and then
trends
not learning their lesson.
No, and it just makes it worse.
It's almost like we had a whole episode last week talking about that.
Yeah, that was literally go back and watch that because we are angry. We are angry old men at the gaming.
So TLDR for this entire show. Just go watch last week's episode.
Yeah, same thing. We have not changed in a week. Neither has the gaming industry. It's all bad.
Yeah. I mean, and like I said, folks, like I'll say it one more time. If this was a great show to you, fucking fantastic. I'm happy that you got a lot of shit to play. It's just at a point that for our demographic, there's no point in us watching it.
No. They gotta show me like a new Uncharted game and a Forza Horizon 6. Like I need that. Not even that.
I would just prefer if like I don't know, like if there wasn't a fucking scary game or a fucking anime game or a fucking Soulsborne every 3 games.
Yeah.
Because
it's
like,
those 3 games on repeat.
It's such overload.
Yeah. It's just the same thing. There was 4 games announced over 2 hours, basically. It's wild.
Yeah, it really did feel like that. Anyways, we spent enough time bitching about that. I'm gonna have to make some editing decisions because we had to fucking pause for like a while because Discord just decided apparently didn't want to be nice anymore. And God, we'll have to figure that out. I don't know what the hell the problem is. It's just we've been having weird issues with your microphone, and now it just straight up crashed today. I'm like, okay, something weird's happening here, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll reinstall Discord or something on my end.
Who knows? At this point, you never know what it could be. For all I know, it just doesn't like this channel because I don't have any Discord problems anywhere else. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Anyway, that sounds like a next week problem that we'll probably still not fix somehow because technology is great like that. Anyway, you know the drill. Like and subscribe here on YouTube if you are listening on any audio platform. Give us a rating, share with all your friends, and don't forget our link tree, linktr.ee/PixelPlay Podcast, where the link is to our Discord and nothing else. Nothing else. Anyway, so Friday we are doing best JRPGs of the 90s. That was painful.
That was
Chris
hard.
didn't cry.
I almost cried. I didn't cry. I just almost cried. It was really hard.
It was fun, though. So look forward to that on Friday at noon. But yeah, otherwise, guys, wherever you may be, enjoy the rest of your day. So take care. Bye-bye for now.